The Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra might have just been caught on camera and the timing checks out. With Unpacked rumored for February 25th, early retail boxes, dummy units, and low-raised teasers are exactly what tends to slip out now. A short clip, shared by Ice Universe on X, shows what looks like S26 Ultra retail packaging, followed by a back view of the device in a black, dark gray finish. At first glance, the design looks very close to the S25 Ultra, but look closer, and there are subtle changes you should know about. Here's what the video appears to show and why it matters. The rear camera layout shifts from fully separate rings to a hybrid design. 3 lenses housed inside a raised camera block. Instead of all lenses protruding individually, the back looks organized in 2 vertical rows on the left side. A prominent top row with 3 or 4 sensors, likely ultra-wide, main, and a periscope telephoto, and a second row with 2 smaller rings, one of which may be a telephoto, and another a time-of-flight laser AF sensor. An LED flash sits between the smaller rings. Consistent with earlier CAD-style leaks, the box art hints at S Pen support. As expected for the Ultra, important caveat, treat this clip with caution. Ice Universe didn't verify the source, and several commenters, including leaker Max Jambor, suspect it's a dummy unit or outright fake. That said, the overall camera arrangement and silhouette align with previous leaks, so even if the video isn't real hardware, it may still reflect Samsung's final design language for the Galaxy S26 Ultra, release timing, and what to expect. Next rumor reveal date, February 25th. Expect more factory floor photos, certification filings, and clearer dummy units to leak as we approach the event. The Ultra should retain its square profile, integrated S Pen slot, IP68 resistance, and a minimalist back with separated camera rings, now with a subtle twist to the housing. The bigger story, Samsung's S26 value dilemma 22.6 isn't shaping up to be friendly to your wallet. A global RAM squeeze driven by suppliers prioritizing AI server memory has pushed component costs higher. Add in reports that Samsung Electronics failed to lock a long-term memory deal with Samsung Semiconductor and will compete on quarterly contracts, and you get the perfect storm for higher phone prices. What that could mean for your region early. Chatter suggests some markets, for example, South Africa, may see roughly $60 increases on 256 gigabytes configurations. In the US, pricing is rumored to stay at $799 S26, $999 S26, and $1,299 S26 Ultra, likely to remain competitive against Apple's stable iPhone pricing and dominant market share. Outside the US, price hikes could be uneven across models and storage tiers, making S26 one of the most divisive Samsung flagships in recent years. Why the backlash? Because the upgrades look incremental rumored across the lineup. Slightly larger base storage and modest battery increases. Galaxy S26 Ultra, faster 65W wired charging, and a new N14 display panel, but with similar core display features as last year. All 3 models, newer, faster chipsets, and a mildly refined exterior. Cameras. Leaks suggest Samsung will stick close to familiar hardware, fine-tuned processing and stabilization rather than the radical sensor changes. For many buyers, that reads as paying a RAM tax for hardware that doesn't obviously leap ahead. Exynos vs Snapdragon. The debate returns. Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to run Snapdragon everywhere. Galaxy S26 and S26 Plus may ship with Samsung's Exynos 2600 in some regions, reviving a split that divided fans in earlier generations. Exynos 2600, rumored, 2 nanometers gate all-around process, 1XC1 Ultra at 3.8 GHz, 3XC1 Pro at 3.25 GHz, 6XC1 Pro at 2.75 GHz. Xclipse 960 GPU, next-gen AI NPU, and upgraded ISP. Reality check? On paper, Exynos 2600 looks strong. But the perception battle against Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 is harder to win. A projected $20-30 per unit cost saving from Exynos was expected to help pricing, yet rising RAM costs likely consume that margin. Paying more while getting Exynos in some regions will sting, even if real-world differences are smaller than the internet suggests. It's not just Samsung prices are rising. Industry-wide memory producers are prioritizing AI-class chips, starving commodity mobile RAM and pushing prices up. Multiple brands have warned of higher phone prices in 2026. Samsung has already raised Galaxy S pricing in some markets like India. Complicating matters, Samsung has leaned heavily on Galaxy AI as the headline feature for 2 cycles, and many AI features are backported to older models, weakening the buy. New now, argument if hardware changes feel subtle. How Samsung may soften the blow: expect aggressive carrier subsidies, bigger trade-in values, and limited-time launch promos that mask MSRP increases. Buyers on 24 to 36-month plans may not feel the full hit. Unlocked, international customers will. One genuinely new trick: privacy display for the whole S26 lineup. A new AI-powered privacy display is rumored to land on S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra, not just the Ultra. While older phones may miss out due to panel hardware constraints, how it works: when enabled, your screen remains clear straight on, but washes out at off angles, blocking shoulder surfing on buses, trains, ride shares, offices, and cafes. This is a practical, everyday upgrade that aligns with Samsung's security and AI narrative and could be a real reason to prefer S26 over older models, even if other changes are modest. So, what's the likely S26 Ultra package? Familiar industrial design with a cleaned-up camera presentation and S Pen on board, subtle display refinements, new panel generation, but similar core features. Faster wired charging on Ultra, rumored 65W. Small battery and storage bumps across the range. Snapdragon everywhere for Ultra. Exynos 2600 in some regions for S26, S26 Plus. Galaxy, AI refinement, and a standout privacy display. Mode available across all 3 models. Regional price strategy: stable in the US, selective increases elsewhere. Bottom line, the leaked video may be a dummy, but the design language it shows matches the broader rumor cycle. The real headline around the Galaxy S26 family won't just be how it looks, it'll be whether Samsung can justify potential price increases with meaningful everyday value. With Unpacked reportedly set for February 25th, we won't have to wait long to see if the S26 Ultra is more than a familiar face with a higher bill. Stay tuned for confirmed specs, hands-on details, and a clear look at how Samsung balances performance, AI features, and price in 2026.